Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages that like to do snow angels in confetti.
We have a Natty.
The season is now complete. The bookend to 2024 has now been solidified. We are here on the field, Sam, for the conclusion of the national championship game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And yes, if that right there didn't give it away, now you probably need glasses.
And he needs glasses.
And I actually probably do need glasses as I'm getting older. But Sam!
I feel like we should do a chest bump or something. I don't know. Did we? No, we have to bring you back to 6 weeks ago. Has it been 6 weeks?
Something like that. November 30th.
November 30th.
Yeah.
And what we said at that time about this team, about what they can do if they make it to the playoffs, if they can do it and make it to the playoffs, and how Ryan Day can save his job. Now, he might have bought himself a contract extension at this point.
He might have bought himself a lifetime contract
okay,
extension.
let's bring the rhetoric down just a little bit.
Well, he still needs to beat
Right.
you know who. He does.
Right.
But this salves a huge gaping wound that happened after the
Absolutely.
game. Yeah, after the game on November
Absolutely.
30th. Well, I mean, things just came full circle.
Yes.
Full
so
circle.
let's talk about the circles.
34-23, your final score here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, between Ohio State and Notre Dame. And this game started off, it was weird. It was kind of like a full circle game.
Yes.
Notre Dame gets the ball, marches right down the field on 18 plays, 75-yard drive, took 6 minutes off the clock, something like that, and put the ball into the end zone. And I know Buckeye Nation was freaking out. Oh my God, what's with this defense? Da, 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 da. And I kept telling a couple of friends, easy now. Ohio State has yet to get the ball. A long game. Let's see what happens. And they score. Answered right back.
Yep.
And then the second drive, what happened? 3 and out, Notre Dame. And then Ohio State scored again to make it 14-7. The next drive, 3 and out, Notre Dame. Ohio State answered again, and to take a 21-7 lead into the locker room. They start the second half. First drive, they got the ball 28-7 now. And then they got the ball back to make it 31-7. And
At this point, you're thinking it's going to be a blowout.
Oh my God, you're thinking this game is out of hand. Ohio State has they're just going to trounce Notre Dame. And then the Irish started coming back. And they scored a touchdown. And then they got a 2-point conversion. Then they caused a fumble on Emeka Ibuka. And then they got the ball back kind of near the end of the game to once again score, once again go for 2, and once again get it to then make it 31-23 and very easily. It was like a 6-play drive.
You started getting worried that this is turning in a bad way.
Yeah.
Ryan Day always talks about the middle 8, which is the last 4 minutes before the half and the first 4 minutes after the half.
Yes.
And Ohio State won handedly.
Easily.
The 8 that they lost were the last 4 minutes of the third quarter and the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, like a
and then
weird
you're like, what's happening here?
Yeah, but then they collected themselves. They ended up basically kicking a game-winning field goal, if you will, to put them up by 11 with less than 2 minutes. Speaking of field goals, it's 31-15, and down on this end of the field.
That's when they caused the fumble.
After the fumble, correct.
Yep.
And then Notre Dame gets all the way down here to the 5-yard line. It's 4th and goal from the 5. Now they're down by 15 points or 16 points. It was 31-15.
It was a strange decision to go for a field goal anyway.
And Marcus Freeman's like, okay. And I mean, this was what? This was fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Early fourth quarter.
Because, Ohio State was cut. Yeah. So it was early fourth quarter. There was still obviously opportunities that Notre Dame could But Martin's like, all right, I'm going to go for a field goal and go be down by 13 instead of 16. And the dude, Mitch Jeter, missed a 27-yard chip shot, and that was a momentum
He didn't just
killer.
miss it. He had a doink, which, hey, everybody rejoice in a doink when it
Can we
happens.
see off of the left? Yeah, this is actually the left of the upright. It went off of doink. Yeah. And guys doink. We all doink every now and again, Sam, but that was
Not gonna go
doink.
there.
Yeah, well. You know what? Damn it, Ohio
I'm the
State.
professional.
Ohio State just won the national championship.
That's
Let's
right.
go
That is-
anywhere we
that's-
damn well please at this point.
Sure.
But let's go over some stats. You might have to turn your phone back on. We've got the stats here. Quinshawn Judkins, 100-yard game. It's his first 100-yard game since, I believe, Marshall. When he had like that 85-yard run. And, he had a 70-yard run tonight.
Longest run in CFP college playoff BCS history.
Isn't that crazy?
That is insane. I did not
Quinshawn
expect
Judkins, like of all people, like Quinshawn's season really after the loss to Oregon, he took a dive.
Yep.
He took a dive. He still gave his best and he still scored some touchdowns, but just that fight and fire and desire. I'm not going to say the fire and desire wasn't there, but the fight, but it just did not seem like
There was
the
adjustment.
Quinshawn.
There was a lot of adjustment
Yeah.
to how the dynamic between him and Travion and how those two worked along each other in order to score. So sometimes one would get more yards than the other. That's pretty much what you're going to get every time you have two really, really strong running backs that can really kind of change the game for you. And he literally did that today with an absolutely insane run and 3 touchdowns.
3 total touchdowns for Quinshawn, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. That one in the air was a thing of beauty. Will Howard, his second quarter, he starts.
He goes
Yeah.
all the way to the right.
He goes to the
And
right.
then throws across his body
To the left.
to an absolutely open,
Wide open
Quinshawn
Quinshawn.
Judkins.
Well, and when he started to run, 2 of the linebackers that were guarding Judkins now came down to try and contain Will Howard. And Will Howard stopped and said, okay, Quinshawn's open. One of them should have stayed on Quinshawn. The other should have come down. They both came down, and doink, Will hit Quinshawn for that touchdown pass, which was a 15-yarder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah. So, 11 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns for Quinshawn. Will Howard actually led the team tonight in carries. 16 carries for Will Howard. I mean, it was just quarterback option after quarterback option after quarterback option. Like, where is this coming from? But I guess if you're going to finally pound Will Howard and run him, let's do it the last game of the season.
In the postgame, Coach Day did mention that we felt that this was a game that Will Howard was going to have to run the ball more. And Will was up for running the ball more, and they kept calling it, and they ran with it.
Why not?
Why not?
Again, I mean,
It worked. It worked more often than not. So
chips are down. All your chips are in the middle of the
all your
table.
chips are in. This is the national championship. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, so let's run Will. 16 carries, 57 yards tonight. Trey ends up with 12 carries for 49 yards. Through the air, Emeka, 6 catches, 64 yards. However, it was our boy, the true freshman, Jeremiah Smith, leading the team with 88 yards on 5 catches, had a touchdown, as well as a 56-yarder on a 3rd and long that preserved them getting the eventual game-winning field goal.
And I just want to say, watch for that catch, the photo, on Columbus Wired's social media, because that was a thing of beauty. I'd probably take the whole sequence and turn it into a GIF of some sort, but that's another thing for another day.
Okay.
I might. We got. The season's over. I got plenty of time to do.
We got a lot of
extra
time
stuff.
to do some national championship.
We keep
stuff.
talking and the counter keeps going.
So you're saying that we should talk even
I'm
more
saying
about this awesome win.
Go enjoy the championship. Go enjoy it. Have fun. Go get your championship merch or make your own championship merch.
Go get weird, man. Get weird.
Enjoy this, not only because it's a championship, but because it came from a position of doubt where you did not know that this team would win. another game, let alone a championship for that matter. Go enjoy it. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. A lot of these players are not coming back. It's almost going to be like starting from scratch next year. But guess what? The recruits that are coming in are also exceptionally good. So just go enjoy the win.
Absolutely. This is definitely, Sam. Where does this rank for you now? Because in my lifetime, in your lifetime, in our lifetime, several other people's lifetime, this is now their third national championship, right? 02, 14, 24. Where does this one stack up for you?
I will say this. Probably about 2 weeks ago, in my Facebook memories, I was watching Ohio State play Oregon for the national championship in 2015, hanging out with some friends of mine at a bar. 10 years from then, well, here we are. So this obviously ranks highest by far on my list to be able to cover it.
Yeah, you know, it's a weird dichotomy of sorts for me, because the fact that I'm here, and 10 years ago, I was actually at my parents' house with one of my buddies and my uncle, and we watched Ohio State beat Oregon handily for a national championship. And 02, I'm at my parents' house watching it with a buttload of friends. They've got a buttload of friends. We were all enjoying ourselves throughout the game. And that was a very memorable experience, just because nobody really was giving Ohio State a chance against a Miami team that was the defending national champ, and they were just awesome, and Ohio State was, they were scraping by some of those games, and their defense just came out and played lights out. I would honestly probably still put 02 above 14, to be honest with you, because that 02 team went undefeated, and just some of the things they had to go through, kind of like this team, to get to the national championship game. But the fact that I am, I don't want to sound snooty. I really don't want to sound snobby. I'm not that guy. Yeah. Except when he accuses me of it. But, I mean, 10 years ago, if you had said, hey, man, in 10 years, you're going to be on the field for Ohio State's championship, and you're going to actually be there, and you're going to cover the team, and you're going to do all of this, and I would have said, yeah, right, you're out of your mind. So this has
I would have said the same thing.
Definitely been an extremely memorable experience, and should we?
Nope. This has been an amazing, 24 hours? No, a little bit more than 24 hours. We're closing in on 48. It's been an interesting trip, to be honest.
This was, just the fact that it all comes like this.
Right.
Now, we still have half of the trip to go, because we still have to drive back to Columbus, but getting down here, all of this just up to this moment, this has been nuts.
Yep, this is a good way to finish off the season and go out on a high note.
I guess so, right?
Yep. So, well, love, peace, and chicken grease.
In the Middle East, everybody,
go enjoy your championship.
Go enjoy this championship. And once again, we really do appreciate everybody that's come along for the ride with us throughout this season, and really the last 10 years. It's been awesome. It's been magical. And we love you guys. Love you, Buckeye Nation. Love you, Mom and Dad. Love you, honey, even though you're probably not going to watch this video.
She's not.
Yes, she won't.
Neither will mine, so it's fine.
Okay, there you go.
Fine.
But, hey, and I love you, Amy, Greg, girls, my nieces Harper and Reagan. I love everybody out there, my friends that have supported us throughout the years, my buddies Mike and Derek, Brad, Dave, Randy,
Andrew.
Who? Me?
No, Drew.
Drew. Oh,
can't forget Drew.
I was getting to Drew. Yeah,
You're
Drew Sample, who hangs out and does the podcast. My boy Steve Brooks, Greg Rashaki. I mean, the list goes on and on.
I'm gonna start playing the Jaws theme.
Dun-dun,
yeah.
Dun-dun.
Yeah.
My man Jeremy Royer, of course, too. He absolutely. Mike McGovern, my boy Ross, and of course this guy for putting up with me, and seriously everybody else out there that's watched my videos and put up with my crap of picking Ohio State to lose most of the time. I just want to let
Which
you know.
he did on the last podcast, just so we're clear. He picked Notre Dame to win this game.
Just want to let everybody know
It wasn't reverse psychology
that
either.
it was an absolute 100% case of reverse psychology.
Lies and fabrications. All right.
Never. All right.
We've said
Hey.
like, this is like an Egyptian goodbye where you do it like 3 or 4 times.
Peace. Love you guys.